Iran says it is rapidly rebuilding its missile and drone arsenal and is prepared to use it if the war resumes. A senior commander from the Aerospace Division of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, General Mousavi, stated that production has not slowed during the ceasefire. Instead, it has accelerated. According to Mousavi, Iran has used the pause in fighting to upgrade and replenish its strike capabilities faster than before the conflict began. Missile systems and drone platforms are being restored and improved simultaneously, signaling that the ceasefire is not being treated as the end of the conflict but as preparation for the next phase. He emphasized that Iran's military industry has adapted to wartime pressure, maintaining production despite sustained attacks on its infrastructure. While Iran focuses on continuity and rapid regeneration, Mousavi claimed that U.S. and allied forces face greater difficulty rebuilding their stockpiles at the same pace. According to him, Western militaries remain dependent on extended supply chains and gradual imports rather than large-scale production in the region. The message coming from Tehran is clear. Iran is positioning itself as a military power capable of absorbing damage, regenerating its arsenal quickly, and returning to the battlefield with renewed capabilities. After weeks of devastating joint strikes by the United States and Israel, many analysts believed Iran's drone and missile power had been severely crippled. But new intelligence assessments reported by the New York Times suggest a very different reality. U.S. military and intelligence officials now estimate that Iran still retains roughly 40% of its pre-war drone arsenal. Even at reduced levels, these systems could still pose a significant threat, particularly in the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important maritime choke points for global energy shipments.
Satellite imagery and intelligence reports indicate that Iran is actively recovering missile systems hidden in tunnels, caves, and underground facilities. Despite heavy strikes, more than 60% of Iran's missile launchers remain intact or have already been restored. Some launchers were never destroyed, while others were deliberately buried to protect them from airstrikes. Iran has reportedly recovered nearly 100 launcher systems from underground bunkers and cave networks. Intelligence estimates suggest that as many as 70% of Iran's missile systems could eventually be recovered or reactivated as more hidden platforms are uncovered. For Tehran, this is not a story of depletion, it is a story of regeneration. These developments challenge the narrative that the war eliminated Iran's military capabilities. Instead, the strikes appear to have pushed many of those systems underground, where they were protected and are now gradually being brought back online. At the same time, tensions in the region continue to escalate around the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has once again announced restrictions on maritime traffic through the critical waterway, warning that vessels linked to countries supporting the U.S. blockade could be targeted. The announcement came shortly after Iran's foreign ministry had briefly indicated that commercial shipping might resume under a temporary ceasefire arrangement. Meanwhile, Donald Trump dismissed Tehran's threats, stating that Iran cannot blackmail the United States through control of the waterway and insisting that Washington is taking a tougher stance than previous administrations. According to U.S. military officials, the pressure campaign at sea is already underway. United States Central Command says at least 23 vessels have been turned back toward Iranian ports since the Mar. Tracking data suggests that 2 of the targeted ships were Indian-linked vessels, including one tanker carrying nearly 2 million barrels of Iraqi oil, highlighting the global economic stakes tied to the narrow waterway. With naval confrontations increasing, the Strait of Hormuz has once again become the focal point of a rapidly escalating geopolitical crisis. If tensions continue to rise, the consequences could extend far beyond the region, sending shockwaves through global energy markets and international shipping routes. Time blockade began. The crisis escalated further after multiple commercial vessels came under fire in the Strait of Hormuz. Maritime security reports from United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations and U.S. defense officials confirmed gunfire incidents near passing tankers, with at least one ship struck and damaged.